Hi guys, I wanted to show you two new tricks that I learned in the last 2 days that are gonna make your Crucible tree way easier to finish, especially on fractured items that are nearly impossible to finish. It took me so many tries to do my bow with explicit, attack speed, and fizz, and then one last decent mod. I'm not even 5 mods because I didn't know about this trick when I made this bow, but now it's so much easier. Instead of making the tree directly on the fractured item, you can use the vendor recipe, and let's pretend that this was a 5 perfect mod item. You can just actually vendor it to the vendor, and it gives you an item clean from the fracture, so you can fracture it again, and the Crucible tree stays. So if I vendor this, I get back my Crucible tree, and it stays the same. I'll show you how to do it. Basically, I just get my tree back, and now if this was my perfect tree, I could just alt spam or scour alch for +2 arrows and fracture again. And crafting on bases like this is way easier because you can imprint and you can craft one mod at a time. You can start with the 5th and then you take a path and then you go for the 4th and they don't overlap, and then you do the same for the 3rd and then you do the same for the 2nd and then you do the one at the last. And basically every step you can imprint. You do the 5th one, the 4th one, and if it breaks at any point, you can bring it back to the 1 mod, 2 mod, 3 mod, 4 mod, 5 mod. So basically, once you have your 5 mod, you just fracture it, and you cannot brick it because you can always do the vendor recipe. And here is the list of all the vendor recipes. The easiest one is probably Rustic Sash +1 Blacksmith Weston, the one that I use right now, and the tree stays. I just used this as an example. I just bought like a 20C failed fracture bow. But yeah, this is insane. It's super good, and it's so much easier to make your bow because on this bow, I had to start on the 2 fracture arrows and then start my tree from there. And if it fails at any point, you cannot imprint it back. Your tree is all, like, everything is bricked. So you spend so much money on getting the expensive geodes that retain the mods, some of the mods. Like these expensive geodes, some of them go for like 2.5 divines. And the second trick is, let's say, if you want 2 mods on your bow, right? Or any other item, if you want 2 mods, if you do a normal count, it will give you mods like this. It can give you like Omni here, for example, while you have Tornado here. Let's say you want a count 2 of these mods: Omni, damage, Tornado, attack speed, flat, or explicit. It can give them in different lines, right? But there's a new trick. It's actually hidden in the search, man. On the first here, you can see is and, not, if, count, and wait. But if you make a new one, there's and, not, if, count, wait, and then Crucible passive tree. And I already made the search here. You basically select Crucible passive tree, and you do the same thing. And if you put a count of 2 here, instead of selecting the mods randomly, it will only show bows that have the mods like in a sequence. So you can take both of the mods. Like, for example, here you have flat and Omni. All of the bows will have 2 of the mods that you want. You have Omni and Omni. 10%, this is 40 Omni. For 3 chaos. It's insane. You have 40 Omni here. 3 chaos. We have Omni and Tornado. 4 chaos. This is so much easier, and you can get like crazy, like really close to perfect, or like you can start on a 3 mod back to back for like 5-10C. And if you had to scroll through thousands of if you want like a 3 like this on count, you have to go through 276 and look at them one by one. You could have Omni here, Tornado here, and like they could be all disconnected. But if you use this search with the Crucible passive tree, you can look at 3 mods back to back. There's 89 and they have 3 mods. Omni, Tornado. This is like 3 mod. 5 chaos. It's so much easier, and you can start on a 3 mod item like from the start. There's like so many on the market. There's 89 just for this one. You can do the same for Fizz and change the explicit to Fizz instead of Elemental. This is so much easier. You start with 3 mods, you imprint it, and then you do the last 2, so you get a 5, and then you fracture your item, and once the item is fractured, if you fail, you can bring it back with a vendor recipe, and you can keep going. So it takes you way fewer imprints, and you still have to fracture 4 times anyway, so it doesn't change the cost. It's just, everything is way cheaper. It's so good. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If I'm gonna craft anything from now on, I'm just gonna use this. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.